after the weekend of it raining so much, and then it was just kind of like misty all day yesterday, most guys in my area took the day off, or I should say took a maintenance day, instead of, you know, going out and mowing and all that, where I actually still stuck to the schedule and went out and mowed. And it took longer, but we got it done because I don't have the liberty to just move it to another day. If I don't have to. If I can do it, then I'm gonna do it. To me, what little bit I can get done now is less that I have to get done tomorrow. And I mean, it's a good thing I did, because today I had a call out and it was still really wet, so I just kind of chipped away at some stuff on my own. Did another aeration and seeding that had to get done. The yard fortunately wasn't too wet, so that was good. Did some maintenance, right? So instead of yesterday, I did maintenance today. It was still wet and misty all morning. The sun's just now coming out, and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. So I mean, the whole day could have been wasted. I mean, I saw one of the guys that didn't mow yesterday out today aerating, just like I was, and he was like, yeah, that's about the only thing I'm doing is aerating, and we're doing some pruning and stuff. I mean, I got plenty of work to stay busy, but we're not doing any mowing today or yesterday. It's just the yards are just too wet, which I get it. The 100% the yards were soft and wet, which is why we used the push mowers. And the fact that I had the 30-inch now, in addition to my older 22-inch that we were using all this time, that really helped out. In the past, I just would have had the 22, and it would have been a struggle, because what would one, you know, two people, only one mower, right? If it's too soft to put the big mowers on, what are we going to do? How are we going to be efficient? But because I had two smaller mowers, we were able to divide and conquer. One of us do the front, one of us do the back. Whichever part was more soft, we used a 22. Whichever wasn't as soft, we used a 30, and so on. So we were able to get all the yards done. Most of them were push mowed. Some of them I could get, like the front yard, I could get the big mower on, and then we did the back with the smaller mower, which normally we could get the big mower in there, but because it's so soft, they didn't want to take the chance. But the point is, we got it done. So the smaller mowers, you know, the smaller walk behind mowers technically saved the day. And another thing is that it's kind of a good customer service thing. I've had many people, I've actually had someone recently give me a review because their backyard has had some drainage issues, to say the least. And we've had to push mow, trim, and mow with the big mower the backyard. We like divide it in thirds. One section I could use the big mower, the middle section had to be trimmed because that's where all the water settled, and it was just so muddy you could barely walk and stand to trim it. But we could cross the other side with the push mowers, or the 30-inch now, and go ahead and do that. So they reviewed that we were not afraid to use a push mower to not mess up the backyard. So while in the past I was afraid, kind of, not afraid, I was concerned to get in a habit of pulling out the smaller mowers, because I didn't, you know, want my clients to just be like, hey, can you use that all the time? Because then we'd have to charge them extra, and I just didn't want to go down that conversation path. because really that's if that's not the most efficient way, then why do that? If you have to because the yard is messed, is wet, whatever, then, or if it's a backyard with a small gate, then that's what you got to do. That's what it's for. But just because the person wants you to do it that way, or they think that you're not going to do a good enough job with the big mower, or you're going to tear up the yard with the big mower, as long as you're cautious and you know what you're doing, and the operator is doing the right thing and not tearing up the yard, then use the biggest mower you have to be the most efficient. But when you need to, don't be afraid to use the smaller mowers, because the customers will notice. And it might win you some business.